just 60%.
All right, 701.
Yep.
We do have a public hearing tonight. Local law amendment, chapter 165, article 2 on terminology, section 10. Definitions, chapter 165, article 4, district regulations, and creating chapter 165, article 6, special uses, permit uses, section 84.4, agricultural construction, equipment repairs, and main operations of the code of the town of Farmington. I took care of your legal notice, right?
That's it. That's the legal note.
It was published in the paper, right? All right. Ron, you want to give a little background?
Sure, be glad to. The need for this use in the districts that it's being proposed for has been studied over the past 7 years. And it's been determined with the assistance of the code enforcement officer and the zoning officer that it is applicable to the general business district, the limited industrial district, and the GI district. We have different operations in town that have been doing this in the past, and we feel it's time to allow it as a special permitted use.
Great, thank you. So the public hearing is open. Anybody like to speak for or against this public hearing? Anybody like to speak for or against this public hearing? Anybody online like to speak for or against?
We do have some people online.
One more time, anybody online like to speak for or against this public hearing? On board, any comments? Staff? Any other staff?
Just so it's noted, nobody commented in the chat either online.
Nobody commented in the chat. Okay, thank you. At that point, I'll close the public hearing. So we'll call the regular meeting of March 22nd to order and pledge of allegiance. Sarah, could you lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes, sir. Next item on the agenda is approval of the town board minutes from March 8th.
So moved.
Motion is second, one abstention, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. Privilege of the floor or public concerns? Any privilege of the floor or public concerns? Anybody online? Privilege of the floor or public concerns?
Hold on.
Yep.
So, technical issue. Your Honor.
Nobody online, going once, going twice. All right, reports of standing committees, public works.
Yeah, starting in Highway Parks Department, on the highway side, a lot of just ongoing kind of same old equipment maintenance, salt and clawing is needed, which is hopefully wrapping up pretty much for the year. They did send some guys to get just kind of retrained on excavators. Had to make a repair on the Auburn Trail where we had a little bit of a washout due to some rain damage. And starting to clean up plow damage, spring kind of roadside cleanup. They've been out cleaning garbage up off the side of the roads, things like that. Parks, just ongoing building maintenance. Again, same thing, plowing, salting. They did get the border done over at Beaver Creek around the new playground. And they're just kind of waiting for some drier weather, and then the new rubberized material will be installed around them. No resolutions tonight. I know we did have some slip lining going on for some drainage pipes in town today, and I'll let Tim kind of talk about that or give us an update in his report. On the water, wastewater and water treatment side of things, down at the treatment plant, they're working on preparing some annual DEC and EPA reports. Still waiting on some quotes to rebuild a pump for digester one. Same digester, we have a contractor waiting to do a clean out on that. They've had to postpone for a little bit, just waiting on the landfill to open up and basically accept the material they're going to be cleaning out. They are working on scheduling some work to repair a couple parts on our UV unit before that gets fired up this spring. Doing some plant cleanup. Victor Schools will be doing a tour there, looks like next week, which is always nice to have them tour the plant. Also doing their annual spring check of all the dioxide systems at the pump stations, which is basically an odor control chemical at those stations. Water line replacement at 332 and 96. We're really just waiting on some bonds and insurances for the contractor to get that started. Still working on replacing old fire hydrants. That's just ongoing as weather permits. We talked a couple times about New York State fence. Still waiting on the installation of the new security gate. They have called in another stakeout, so we're hoping that'll occur very soon. And 2 water main breaks since our last meeting, one over here in Camelback and the other in the town of Canandaigua near the Center Point Golf Course. And they've got 3 resolutions on the agenda tonight, and we can discuss those as they come up.
Thank you, Steve. Town operations.
Operations met this morning at 7 resolutions we discussed as they come up. Projects we have, the staff continues to work on updating the special use permit criteria for mini warehouse and storage. Hopefully have a draft local law for planning board and town board next month. Continue to work on updating chapter 74 of the town code. Delaware River Solar, which we've been working on for a couple of weeks. They finally submitted a draft decommissioning bond that was reviewed by town staff for comments and should be going over to our attorney for their review. We had one stop work order that has been sorted out with the applicant getting the building permit sorted out. We had 3 fire calls for the code enforcement officers. Report we posted on the town website.
Thank you. Reports, town officials, supervisor. Unfortunately, we got some sad news late yesterday. Nancy Purdy has passed away, who spent 5 years on our zoning board of appeals. So we added a resolution at the end of the agenda to recognize her and the family. If you haven't been on Facebook, the fire department's new rescue truck is in. Quite impressive, and one of these days we'll bring it to a town board meeting so we can take a look at it. This week I've been working on finalizing the LED streetlight program with the New York Power Authority. I'm always good for 6 or 7. Yeah, so I mean the LED streetlights have been installed. There's been some delay in decision of some cameras and locations in the town for the highway superintendent to be able to check the weather in the wintertime, and also some road sensors. So if they get those costs put together, hopefully we'll get a final bill and be able to close that project out. We're close to making an offer for the water and sewer superintendent position. Hopefully be able to get that letter out tomorrow or the next day. We're working with Ontario County as Casella wants to increase our sludge costs from $50 a ton to $60 to $65 a ton. And it wasn't that long ago that they increased it from $40 or $45 a ton to $50 a ton. So I've asked Ontario County, Carla Jordan, the director there, all the waste handling, to give me some idea what other municipalities are paying in the surrounding areas. Also, we have a resolution tonight, 2 resolutions tonight for bringing an assessor on board. One is to share the assessor with the town of Canandaigua, and the other one is to hire the assessor, Paul Arndt, who visited with us last Friday. So that's all I have. Highway and Parks.
Yeah, like Steve mentioned, their precision trenches came in to town this morning, and they already got one pipe slip line down on Weaver Road, and they hope to have the rest of them done, one on Bowerman Road, March Road, and over on Sheldon. Hope to have them all done by the end of the week. We might have a little troubles with the one on March Road because of the water flowing through it. They're trying to figure out how they're gonna pump the water across the road so they can get it in there. That's, I believe they made the one round around this week for picking up the trash, so hopefully, I'm sure it's not gonna stay that way, but I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
They got quite a few bags off of there. And I did get a letter of resignation from Charlie Bowe. He's going to work on the family farm, so we have a position open in Parks, which maybe we can fill.
Hopefully we can. So it's-
Yeah.
Charlie's been with us, what, 5 years?
3.
3 years? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wish him well.
Yeah.
Things work out for him. Starting to work from hard, I'm sure.
Gary. Right. Very thanks. Town clerk.
Well, we're gonna be wrapping up with our tax season, end of next week. I started with the county on April 7th. And we're working on a lot of records management projects. That's it.
Good. Thank you. Water and sewer.
Keeping on the theme of slip lining, gotten everything okay from the Thruway Authority. There's a water main that runs under Hook Road underneath there, and we're gonna line that. Starting here in another couple months.
It's a couple $100,000 project. Building and zoning.
All right, we have interviews this Thursday for both the code position and the clerk's position in my office. We have a resolution tonight to have John W. go to 24-hour training. I tried to split up the code officers, some do it in the spring, some do it in the fall, so that we're not out in the middle of the summer, but it's a requirement that they need to maintain 24 hours of code training. We're working on code updates. I'm sure Ron will talk about that. MS4 report with highways assistance. We were able to complete that and present that to the board tonight. Also, we wrapped up this week with MRV's help. The scanning grant was sent in on Monday. So that was good news there as well.
Hopefully we're successful again.
Hopefully, that grant covers the building department, finishing up our files, and then starting in the water and sewer department, providing software to keep that information for the water and sewer department.
All right. Thank you. Planning board.
Certainly, next meeting coming up, the subdivision for the estate of Bowerman comes up, along with the Tamra final site plan, Myers final signed site plan, and review the local law, the code updates for mini storage. Sounds exciting.
That's all.
That's it.
All right, thanks. Director of Planning and Development, Ron.
Well, I just want to let Eddie know that there's a lot coming.
Yeah, sure. We know that.
And so don't take this lull period as being an indication of no action this year.
Mhm.
We have sent a letter to the 1816 Quaker Meeting House for their American Trail Grant application. The state DOT has not made any announcements yet on the TAP grants for the sidewalks. And I have someone looking into that, hoping to get some answers as to where that's going to be. We have the local law tonight for the ag construction equipment repair and painting. We also have a resolution for starting the formal zoning amendment process for Farmington Market Center. We're working on amendments to the mini warehouse special use permit provisions, finding that after 10, 12 years, we need some updates. And we started looking at the FEMA mapping, and we'll be preparing a letter to them. And we have received a draft bond from DRS for the decommissioning plant, which has some problems that we need to get some direction on. And there is nothing yet from DOT on the no parking signs that we have asked for along 332, especially in that area there in front of Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I will continue to pursue that with Greg Trost at DOT.
All right, thank you. Town engineer, Bill.
Yep, a couple of quick things. Steve mentioned Route 30 or Route 332 to 96. We are waiting on the insurance. We'll be scheduling a pre-con pretty soon to get that project started. So we'll anticipate some disruption there at that intersection at some point in time. We're working on a client in Brownsville Road. We'll be scheduling for some geotech work and some subsurface investigation out there pretty soon. So people should be aware of that. We're assisting the town with year-end pre-treatment program reporting to DEC, also including the CMOM report, which is the sewer capacity management operations and maintenance plan in the SWIP stormwater plan for the wastewater treatment plant. And then just a reminder, we are also waiting on a WIA grant that we submitted quite some time ago for the sewer force main relocation for PS1 pump station 1. Hopefully we hear soon.
Keeping our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
No assessor report tonight. Recreation, just a reminder, the Easter egg hunt is here, April 9th, 11 a.m. sharp. Don't be late. Communications are on file. Town board agenda. Clerk, communications are on file. Reports and minutes. First resolution is confirming resolution authorizing the town supervisor to sign intermunicipal cooperation agreement with Etna regarding the new retiree health care plan.
So
Motion is second. This has saved the town about $35,000 a year to basically give our retirees the same benefits. Actually get a wider coverage of benefits across the United States. All in favor? Aye. Choose a resolution to establish emergency services review reserve. Motion in a second. Again, this is using some of our 2018 DLT money. 150,000 will be going, 200,000 will be going to the reserve. We already put 75,000 to 218 DLT money into the 22 budget, current budget. All in favor? Aye. Three is a resolution accepting a proposal for finalization on the asbestos abatement plans and specifications and consultation of subcontractor selection and submittal review for Fisher Associates at cost not to exceed $2,000 plus the cost of monitoring a firm during removal. So motion is second. This is the old courtroom, the staircase, and the 2 bathrooms. All in favor? Aye. 4 is resolution authorizing acceptance of the stormwater control facility maintenance agreement for Country Mix. Motion is second. All in favor? Aye. 5 is a confirming resolution authorizing a payment for parts and service to repair PRV number 2 located at the southeast corner of Canada Farmington Town Line Road and Route 332 at a cost not to exceed $3,414.
So, second.
Motion is second. Again, this work was done in November and we just got the bill. So, all in favor?
Aye.
6 is a resolution authorizing the town supervisor to sign a proclamation for the International Code Council declaring the month of May 2022 as Building Safety Month. So, did this last year too, right, man?
Done the last few years.
Okay. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
7 is a resolution authorizing the town of Farmington zoning officer John Wigler to attend Monroe County Fire Marshals and Inspector Seminar at West Webster Fire Department, May 17 through May 19. It costs not to exceed $175.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Not a bad price for 3 days of schooling, $175.
And includes meals, so.
What?
Yeah.
We're kidding.
They know how much he eats.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 8, resolution supporting a joint project between the town of Farmington and the Farmington Chamber of Commerce to replace and update all the welcome to Farmington signs in various locations throughout the town that cost not to exceed $10,000. So, motion and a second. That's the sign in the back. There's a description, the back wall there, what the signs will look like. We also are between the chamber and the town of Farmington, and also Finger Lakes Gaming Racetrack will help with the cost of the larger signs. 3 to 4 larger signs on 332 and 96. Hopefully it'll be done by this fall. All in favor?
Aye.
9 is a confirmed resolution to purchase 60 feet of 20-inch ITSDR 11 HHPE pipe and fittings for a casing on the Mercer Boulevard for future water main replacement. So, second. Motion is second. This is one of the ideas that Robin came up with. Let's get the pipe in the ground now before they put the new road in, because we know at some future date we're going to have to put a new water line down through there. So, all in favor? Aye. 10 is a resolution authorizing the town supervisor to execute an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Canandaigua relating to the position of town assessor.
Second.
Motion is second. Again, this is an IMA. We're going to share the cost of an assessor. Salary is $80,000 plus benefits. All in favor? Aye. 11 is a resolution authorizing the actual appointment of the assessor, Paul Hearn.
So. Second.
And Paul has assessor experience in Greece, Gates, and he currently has been a hearing officer for parties that want to argue over assessment values. He does that part-time.
This was a very extensive, it started with 24 resumes, whittled it down to like 6, 4 got approved by the county,
Exactly.
interviewed 4, narrowed it down to 2, did 2 in-person interviews, so there was a lot of work between both towns. The town of Canandaigua did a lot of legwork.
Yep.
It's a long process, but I think we got a good result.
Yeah, it was nice they had 24 applicants, and between the 2 towns, we said, well, there's 6 that look like we'd like to interview, but the county only approved 4 based on the resumes. So we interviewed the 4, and like Steve says, we did the 2 the second time around. So, it should be good for a while. All in favor? Aye. Draws a resolution authorizing the adoption of the town board of the town of Farmington local law number 3 of 2022, entitling local law amending chapter 165, article 2, terminology, section 10, definitions, chapter 165, article 4, district regulations, and creating chapter 165, article 6, special permitted uses, section 84.4, agricultural construction equipment repairs and painting operations of the code of the town of Farmington. A motion? So,
Second.
motion and a second. Comments, questions? Like Ron said, this is, been looking at this for 7 years. So it's, planning boards got some input on it. We're ready to go. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 13 is even a longer resolution. Classifying under the provisions of Article 8 of New York State Environmental Conservation Law, Part 617.5, State Environmental Quality Review, commonly known as secret regulations. The action involving the adoption of local law amending Chapter 165 zoning law, Article 3, Section 165.12, zoning map by rezoning 3 parcels of land identified as tax map county numbers 29.00-01-39, 29.00-0140, and 29.00-01-41.1 from general business to incentive zoning as identified in local law 4 of 2022 to the Ontario County Planning Board for review and recommendation of the provisions of New York State General Municipal Law. Publishing a legal notice for a public hearing to be held upon said draft local law on Tuesday, April 26, 2022, and directing the posting of said draft local law on the town's website. Motion?
So. Second, I'm going to read again.
I'll have the town clerk read it the second time. So there's no action here except recognizing it's an incentive voting process. It's going to go to the county legal notice for public announcement or public hearing and Ron.
Yeah, back in February, the town board asked the planning board to prepare its report and recommendation on the proposed rezoning. Planning board did that at their meeting last Wednesday and have recommended that the town board, based on the contents of the comprehensive plan, consider the formal rezoning process. The application provides a lot of benefits to the town that include the Main Street corridor, that include the reduction in curb cuts to Route 96, and provides amenities for off-site improvements to help implement pedestrian access in that developed area, and also to implement the recommendations of the Main Street guidelines for the Main Street corridor. So the planning board felt that it was a good application to go to the public and receive input. And that's what we're doing. We're basically moving the process forward to get that public input.
These 3 parcels are the Tops property.
Right. Yeah.
The current plan is the San Diego National Bank will come up front on 96. They're proposing a fuel station for Tops, a couple other locations to be rented out for some kind of retail or commercial, and possibly a Davis tire business, and an extension on the east side of the Tops building for retail or some commercial opportunity in the future.
That's correct. There's actually 3 parcels there. Begins at Mertensia Road on the south side of 96, goes over and includes the yellow house that you know up there. And then there's a parcel to the south of that that's also included in this. So about 18 acres of land. They've looked at this from various approaches over the years. And quite honestly, this plan provides a lot of benefits to the corridor plans that the town has adopted. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, thank you. Any questions from the board? All in favor? Aye. 14 is a resolution authorizing the town board to accept and direct the town supervisor to sign and post the MS4 annual report to the town website. So, second. Motion is second. Stat pick. A lot of work between Paul Crandall and Dan and others, Ontario County Soil and Water and Boyd.
Well, that's,
Kimberly Boyd.
so after the 30-day posting period, we're allowed to turn it over to the coalition. And then they put
That
all that together, it's the whole coalition for all the different groups that are, and then they submit it to the EDC.
So it's like 5 times the thickness of this. We get the other towns involved. All in favor? Aye. 15 is a resolution acknowledging the addition of new members to the Farmington Volunteer Fire Association. So,
Second.
so we have Megan Howard, Dalton Drive, and Connor Brooks of Church Avenue. It's always great to see new members in the fire department. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. 16 is a resolution for successful completion of probationary period for water and sewer employee Justin Dorchester, plus a pay increase of 50 cents an hour from 23 to 23.50 an hour, effective March 20th, 2022.
So moved. Second.
Motion second. Justin did work for us, left for greener pastures, and then last year come back to work for us. We're glad to have him back. This was a good one. All in favor? Aye. 17 is a confirm the resolution authorizing title change for employee Leland Cody from code enforcement officer to labor with a pay rate of $18.72 an hour, effective March 14th, 2022.
So second.
Motion second. All in favor? Aye. 18 is a resolution I mentioned earlier, the resolution of sympathy to the Purdy family.
Do all.
I'll read it. Whereas the town board was deeply saddened to learn of the untimely passing of Nancy Purdy on March 21st, 2022. And whereas Nancy served as a member of the zoning board of appeals for 5 years from 2015 to 2019, and was a longtime resident of the town of Farmington, right across the road. Now therefore be resolved, the town board adopts this resolution extending this sincere sympathy to the Purdy family and spreading her memory upon the minutes of this board meeting. Be further resolved that the town clerk report a copy of this resolution to Nancy's husband and family, Royal Purdy, at the address 1007 Conroe Lane. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Abstract 6 of 2022 to pay the bills. Get a motion? I'll read it.
Read it first.
Whatever you want. General fund, $109,510.58. Highway fund, $91,270.89. Beaver Creek Park, $160.58. Group 33296 water line, $6,970.96. Fuel station capital project, $2,150. Storm drainage, $3,055.15. Lighting district, $2,343.86. Sewer district, $112,479.84. Water district, $70,582.52. Payroll deductions, $7,455.03 for a total abstract $405,979.41.
So second.
Motion second. Any comments, corrections, abstentions? All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Tonight we have listed under 1 and 2, training $2,100. Any other staff or town board discussion? Hearing none. No executive session tonight. No waiver of the rules. Adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Nate and Mike, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, everybody.